Final, finally, and finalize. Very important keywords in Java. The question of this video is to explain these keywords, what are their purpose, why they are used, and what are the differences among these one. Along with these things, we are going to cover the related questions as well, as always that we are doing in this series. This is the video number 12 in this Java interview series. Other questions are mentioned in the description and comment section. Make sure that you go through those as well. So let's go ahead and see this. So the first one, we are going to see the final. So first one, that is this final keyword. Final is the Java keyword, and this keyword is used at three places: variables, classes, and methods. This final can be used with one of the three things. When it is used with the variables, that variable cannot be changed, like new values cannot be assigned with that variable. Class, if we are using it with the class, that class cannot be inherited further. And if you are using it with the method, that method cannot be overridden further. So this is kind of protection, you can say, and restriction if I want to apply it, that is where it is being used. So let's see this in the code. So let's have one variable that name is like, let's say, counter, and I have assigned it initial value as 10, and let's try to change this value in another method. Let's say this method is print, and here I want to say like 1 2. This won't be possible, right, as I explained earlier. So now let's this won't be possible, so just comment this out. Second thing is, like, if we are using it with a class, so what I can do it, this is how this can be used with this final keyword. I can make this class final. Final name itself suggests, right, this class is final, nothing can be done about this one. So if I create another class, let's say example class is there, and if I say that extend finalize, so this won't be possible, right? If you see, this is giving us error, make finalize not final. Okay, so this is final, that is why I'm not able to do this one. So if I remove the final, then this error will be gone, right? So you got the sense, like how final can be used with the class also, right? Now coming to the second one, that is let's say this class, this is not in here, but I have used final with the method final print in here, right? So now I will be able to extend this one, right? So now if I have to void, basically what I can do, I can override this, right? So I can just write this method in here, but yeah, see, print cannot override print in this method. Overridden method is final. This one is final, that is why I'm not able to do this one. If I remove this one, that error will be gone. All right, so this is how at these three places this can be used. Okay, so coming to the next one, now we are done with the final. So next is the finally. So this is used in context of the exception handling, that is try catch block is there. So this is what yet another block along with the try and catch, and it always gets synced. Let's see this in the code. So let's say we have this method, right? So what I do, let's say try int num is equal to count. Let's say this counter we have, right? So let's divide some number 10 by 0, let's say, make it okay, and in here I have this catch block. E.start trace. Okay, so this is what it is doing. So finally that is there. So this is yet another block that comes after this one. So if I say s out always executed, why I'm saying always executed? So if try block has any exception, we all know that catch block gets executed. All right, If catch block is executing, even if in that case also this finally block will be executed. Let's say there is no exception in this try block, catch block won't be executed, but still I want something to be printed, then I can use the finally block in here. So this will be executed. So let's run this. This case, this will have exception, number format exception, right? This catch block, this will print, the catch block will be executed. Along with that, we will see this catch, this finally block also always executed, right? So now let's have a scenario where there is no exception at all. In that case also always executed. So in certain scenarios we need these kind of things to be executed. That is why this finally is used there, right? So we are done with the finally. So the next one that we have, the finalize, very important keyword part. This is part of the object class. This is called by garbage collection process before object gets destroyed, right? We all know that garbage collection is automatic memory management in JVM, all right? That is how it frees up memory for other objects to be used. So when that process gets kicked in and we have this finalize method implemented, so finalize method will be executed during that cleanup process. So let's say how this is used. So I have created this class, let's say resource. This is the class resource holder. Finalize, this method is there, right? So this has this constructor and this is resource handle. So let's say this variable is holding some of the resources, right? And this is yet another method, native method is there, that is initializing the native resource. And here it is initializing the native resource and it is releasing that initiative like a native resource. And this we have this constructor, right? So in this constructor we are just initializing that one, okay? And this is where this finalize method comes into picture. As I said that this is part of the object class, that is why this is said that it is overridden. If I go up here, so this is how I can get it, right? So what I do here, usually whatever resources I'm using, I will try to clean that up. Because that is being cleaned up from the garbage collection process. So whatever manual cleaning up I want to do, I will do this one. So you see try block is in here and finally block is in here, right? So that is what it is doing. But you might be noticing this red part here, right? So if you see this one, it is deprecated since Java 9 and for removal it is true. So why this is deprecated, right? So why this is marked for removal? So there is some consistency problem when we are using this one, right? So why this is removed why this is marked for the removal, this is the reason that is given. Finalization is deprecated and subject to removal in the future release. The use of finalization can lead to problems with security, performance and reliability. So this is the more details about this one that can be used for more discussion around this one. This is the reason. So there is a lot of inconsistency because garbage collection is something that is taken care by JVM itself, so they want complete control over that one. And finalize, this is not needed at all, so they want to remove this overhead from the programmer side. So this is marked for the removal. So when this is marked for the removal, this is not advised to be used also earlier when it was not marked for removal, but this is now officially marked for removal, so no one is going to use it, right? So what we can use apart from this one, so we can, because ultimately the purpose is to release the resources that is being used properly. The resources that sometimes we have database connection, other file resources that we are using, that our program is interacting and there is a pipe, there is a connection gets open even if that object gets released, okay? So that's what we have to clean up. So there is a finally block that we just saw, right? So this is where the significance of that finally block comes into picture. So we can use that one. So the program remains same, use resources and this one, cleanup is this one, static void main is this one. This is the try block where it is using that resource, and in the finally block, whenever that usage is finished, it is just coming in here, it is checking that holder of that resource not null, it is just doing the cleanup. So we can do this cleanup, right? there is one more way. Even if we don't want to do this finally, there is one more cleaner way. Try with the resource. This was the, I think it was used, added in Java 9 or Java 8 version, but this is pretty good. This gives us very much straightforward or smoother or very much readable cleanup, right? So compare the code that we had, right? So earlier, so the rest of the code remains same that we have. So I am coming in the main method in here. So this is the syntax of this one. Inside try, I can declare that resource that is that we want the cleanup to happen. I can use it this one, and when try block it comes out of try block, it will automatically call the close methods on that resource that is there, right? So if you compare this with this one, so this had this resource and we needed to add this finally block explicitly. Now we do not need this one, right? So this can be taken care by automatically this one. This is the significance of the finalize block that we have. I hope you got the understanding about 3 keywords and what are the differences about this one. So let's close this video with related questions that are there. What is the purpose of final keyword in Java? Can you change the values of final variable? We understood this one. Can a finally block exist without a try block? No, it cannot exist without a try block. We can see this one, right? So we have this finally block, right? So if we remove this try block, this will be finally without try is not possible in here. Can a class be both final and abstract? No, this is not possible because they are basically contradictory, right? So let's try to do this one. I'm just making this final and abstract as well. So this is not possible because illegal combination of modifiers abstract and final. They are basically contradictory, right? Abstract says there are certain methods in this class that needs to be implemented by the subclasses, but final says that you cannot extend this one. So they are contradictory basically in itself. So this is not possible. What happens if an exception is thrown in the finally block? Let's see what happens if that exception is thrown. Very good. So int f, let's say 10 divided by 0, that exception will be thrown, right? So this is the part of the program only. So if I run this, so we will see this exception. This won't be executed because we got the exception in here. The program will be broken. Yeah, usually part of the program only. So this can come here. This is the, like, usually whatever we have, the way that program gets executed, the same applies in the finally block also, because these are the just instruction that needs to be executed. Is it good practice to use the finalize method? Not at all. Java has itself says, like, told that it is not good. Can a finally block contain a return statement? Obviously it can contain a return statement that we have. So let's say we create a method, let's say int, let's say this method is there, and here we have written something in try. So let's say int f, I'm writing something that it throws an exception, so I'm putting just the exception as like s out, always executed there, and return 0 in this case, right? So there is a exception going to be here. This is the return statement that can be there. So finally block always gets executed. All right, so if this is executing, so we will get the return as, let's say, 10, right? But if there is an exception coming, we will get this one, right? So it is not complaining, right? So that is like the return is possible in this case as well. So this is possible. There are other questions as well around this one. So I hope you got the clarities about this one. Finally finalize, and I don't think there will be anything, if anything around these 3 keywords are asked in the interview, will be you are very well prepared to answer those ones. So that's it about this video. Hope you liked it. This is the case. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like this video, share it with your friends. I'll see you in the next one. Till then, take care. Bye bye.